It is Wednesday. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:48 a.m.
It's the 13th of the month. I am resorting to the romantic tarot because I need to get back into the feels of my life. I am here because I have a little bit of downtime and I felt out the energy and it showed it prominent to be here and also on Instagram, but also offline. Like I could be anywhere and it's all good. That's what the messaging is. It's insane. And I used a Royo Tarot deck for the pregame tarot. Anyway, I just barely had some coffee. I did just have my breakfast. And when it's me time, it's a little bit more slowed down. Um, so other things were done today, but official news: the my tub has been fixed. Thank God! After so many weeks, oh my gosh, what the heck? I don't know what to say. I don't know if I'm gonna rewind on this. Let me see here. I asked if I should go online. Online, they gave me Ace of Pentacles in reverse, um, which is basically what I interpret as the golden ticket. Like it's forever in my pocket. That Ace of Pentacles belongs to me. You had my name engraved in that, Your vows in there, spirit. um, and then I asked offline, and Seven of Cups. That's options. Fantastic, right? I was like, well, I don't want to be like caught in rumination, like the extended version of that. Um, but the wonderful thing about this is that both of them have guarantees, like lifetime warranties, extensions, etc., built into this leniency. Like these, a program which allows for the extensions to whatever degree. Like we can work it out is basically what. Oh, it's so sweet. Ugh. Let me look pretty for a second. It establishes longevity for both. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and see what did I ask for this? Clarifiers, and then they gave me the Ten of Swords in reverse for the, going online. I was like, hell yeah, that's the Phoenix energy. How could you say no to that? And I sat back for just a millisecond, or a couple of milliseconds, and said, I assessed if there was any other card that would, exceed that, that feeling. That is the rush. You definitely get the rush from that. But here's to say, I asked for the clarifier to going offline and talking about the rush. It gave me the Knight of Swords, which is the definition of the rush. You know what I mean? So, let me just do this. Okay. And then I asked, okay, so what are the benefits of going on both, or either, whatever. I asked YouTube first. That's like what cognitively like came up first. Usually I ask about Instagram, but oh my god, why do I over explain everything? I'm so sorry. Just kidding. I'm not sorry. That's how my brain documents everything that's so crazy. Anyway, I got the star card for YouTube and I'm like, the Phoenix is finally seen. I mean, by other than myself, the experiential version, the tunnel, the vision version of the Phoenix card. That's a star. That's a comet. That's a local comet. or whatever. I don't know, meteorite. I have friends that are very like into those things, very scientifically exact, which I appreciate because I forget. Anyway, I got the star card mode activated, upright, like solid. We didn't just put the player out in the field. It's not just inverted here, like pitch the ball. But they caught it. And so now they're dead center, like zoned in, like the camera is zoomed in, and there's your star player right there. Okay? Okay. Then I asked about Instagram. I was like, I got to be thorough about it. And I'm like, oh, Three of Pentacles, that's something to applaud. That's more than something to applaud. Like, hear ye, hear ye. This is a toast. We're looking for a speech. You don't have to just like seriously. This is applaudable in its like humble sense. Definitely, because there's a large like totem toad that she's talking to, gaining rites of passage. Can you even like yes? That is initiation. And then I asked for clarifiers to them. I was like, give me something more. Give me something more. YouTube, after the star, they gave me Six of Swords. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm just trying to find my chill. Okay, this is the first notation of like, I don't know about this. So then same goes for the side of Instagram. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. You know? The need for independence. So this is like, either way, this is a change that I have to notate, which I felt compelled to be here, is that the noted change here, like from what I have, that's obvious, is like even if you change the landscape, I am still doing good, doing well. Like I'm still in. This is showing like more strength, more stability, inner stability. Because regardless of where I am put, where I'm placed, wherever I choose to be, whatever, wherever I'm, placed, I'm still like solid, good, but there's the reality of having to, focus on my own goals, that are very practical, and then also pave way to goals that maybe are not so practical, that are just exciting and helps you rediscover what being a human, what the human experience is all about. Anyway, blah blah blah. So I asked for clarifiers on those. Six of Swords. To calm that, I have the Ace of Cups in reverse. This is YouTube. Still celebrates me highly, spiritually, in the ethos. YouTube loves me. Okay, 9. Oh wait, no, that was 9 of. It was 9 of Cups in reverse. Oopsie. So sorry. Not 9 of Pentacles in reverse. That's right. Got the cards mixed up. Okay. So to resolve that, it's finding stability. So all is remedied, not just addressed, but also remedied. So this does indicate success in either realm, or we could say either or both. Yeah. And then to be extra thorough, I went back to going offline. I asked clarifier, like the outcome, basically. Yeah, I think those last 2 cards were the outcome. And I got the Sun card. So either way, online, offline, whatever, bro. I'm just trying to reduce the amount of work. So if I do it offline, I don't have to load it online. Da 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 yada yada yada. Anyway, Sun card, like, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm fine. You know what I mean? That's the best placement to have it, to prove like the state of being. the Sun card is optimal in this position and going offline, because I'm already identifying with that element, the shine, the glow, the happiness, the, you know, eventfulness of summer, you know, all of those vibes are right here, like in my private mode. You know what I mean? Like I'm good either way. I've found, you know, landed my, I've landed, we've landed myself in good vibes. Oh, God. All right. So we're here. So what's changing in my life right now? I was just a check-in, follow up what's changing in my life right now. And I didn't think I was going to be able to answer this, because when I dish out the cards for myself, and it's literally like private mode, I'm reading the cards, same context, but they somehow heighten in value when I have to explain it, and then I find my answer, you know. It's weird. Like, I had the question after I did this, and I didn't know I had the, like, starting answer until doing the filming. How crazy is that? Anyway, I don't, like, for a second there, I got super duper sad, holy smokes, until I put on some lip gloss. Anyway, I looked away. Then I put on lip gloss, changed the subject, and then in my head I said abracadabra. All right, so what's changing in my life right now using the romantic tarot? Oh, it's the Empress in reverse. Look, cocoon status. Cocoon status. The Empress. Like, oh, you're already so beautiful. Just kidding. No, no, for real. I've got to adore myself like that. Because let me tell you this, before I pulled the cards, before I asked the questions, I was like, I'm feeling pretty shitty. Like, honestly, I woke up, I did, you know, the mom thing, and that was great. First day of school. Run, get the car, be ready, etc. And so it was less hectic than usual. That's how I know things are getting better. By how, you know, the rituals of life events occur, you know, when they're outside of just my space, you know, when they involve other people, when you see that you're no longer running around with your head cut off. Like, oh, I understand life a bit better. And yeah. So anyway, life has changed a lot. Holy freaking moly, since I was a young adult. And I'm glad I am where I am right now. Holy smokes, I am. Sam, I am. You know, when you don't let things, all these disruptors get to you, you know you've evolved rather than just adapted, right? I found my own ways rather than, like, anyway, here we go. Look what just popped up. I don't know what. The Knight of Pentacles facing the Hermit card. Okay. What does that mean? That means that something is being delivered on the hush. Shut up, Tina. Shut up. Shut up right now. Don't shut this reading down. But, I didn't know I was gonna get that. Okay. I was thinking, okay, Knight of Pentacles, but this guy seems a little bit more upright, which made me think before I saw the indicator right here that I thought it was like a romantic thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I got brainwashed for a second. No, so I thought it was the Knight of Cups, like romance in the night. Da, 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 da. But I feel like because there is a little bit more poise and confidence in, you know, the journeyer that's taking the longest to journey to deliver something, the knight, you know, it's like knights are go-getters. This is like I feel like this one is more spiritually involved. Yeah. I don't know about inclined, but involved. Like he's been exposed to it. I don't know why I'm reading it like this, but this is why it's telling me that. But it's like, I'll get there when I get there, that kind of mentality. But they're not going to verbalize that. It's just like, if you're going to annoy them, that's probably how they would verbalize it. But this type of character, God, what is the side story? Holy smokes. Okay, let's dabble. Okay. So yeah, exposed to like, you know, spirituality, so even more like fortifying to his poise, you know, like the bodily awareness kind of thing. Okay, so there's that. You wouldn't guess that from this character based on the aesthetics, the looks, etc., because this looks more like, you know, kind of bearded, but, you know, like, I don't know, different style. Okay, anyway, whatever. Like, you know, like, okay, so you know how people characterize different genres, like, okay, prep, goth, you know, whatever, etc., etc. So this one's like a mixture of flavor, styles, whatever, right? I don't know what I was going to say about this one, but it was partially goth. like a goth cowboy or something like that. You know, there's something about a mixture of energetics with this person here. What's going on? Maybe a person of mystery. Some people think that, but it's more so a person who likes mysteries, like to solve things. Yeah, it like gets the heart going. No, it's exciting for sure. This is a new energy, I'm telling you. Okay, so if this is energy, it doesn't really matter the detail of like, oh, the body bag behind it, like the person behind it. This is an energy because if anything that's going on externally, I have some kind of identity of that. I can identify with that internally. So this energy of excitement, mystery, you know, being exposed to this world and that world and implementing them, and yeah, this is, I could understand this. Yeah, okay. What was the first interpretation? Holy smokes. Besides this tangent of an energy. Deliver. Shit, I forgot. That's okay. These are energies. Okay. I forgot to do the boot card. Darn it. I forgot to do it. Okay, that's fine. I'll just do it. Okay. Boop. 3, 2, 1. Energy cards. What is it? Just let's once. Knight of Wands. Upright on the left side. Oh shit. What the fuck? What the heck? And then on the right side, the doing side. I asked what's changing in my life right now. Like, what's checking in? What the heck? There's the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Look, what the frick? I mean, at least the Knight of Wands is upright, right? Okay. So we're going after things with a good spirit, good intent, and like non-threatening. Like this is all good. It's with good confidence, you know. When you have that asserting base, that's like, you know, you're set up for success with like the bare bones approach. Just to have confidence alone in approaching something, that's definitely the definition of bare bones approach. Yeah, but like that's a singular card, and that's on the recipient side, the inbox side. He's like, tally ho! Hold on, I literally like, tally ho! Oh my gosh. And that little like whip thing is like on, you know, to the tree branch. Tree branch is like abracadabra makes that. That branch makes like abracadabra that. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Yeah. But this isn't a person that just like goes buck wild or anything, because like you can tell, like even his horse is like he's happy and taken care of. But look, no, I'm serious. Look, do you see? Do you see his horse? Yeah, his horse is excited for this too. But at the same time, it's like some horses, if you've seen like all of the night cards from variations of decks, like especially the Knight of Swords, like moving in haste, there's like drool, like not just dribble, there's drool, like it's crazy, you know. This one is not like that, nor rabid, nor whatever. This one is like and he like just as I come out, it's like it's this is a happy horse, okay, for sure. So there's that. Okay, so the what's changing in my life right now? Okay, so confidence is key on the recipient side. That's holding like the spare keys in case, like, you know, there's an issue at the door. But otherwise, like, it's less like stress in this arena. What why am I reading it like this? What is this? What's changing in my life? I think there's a change in direction. I see that there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. It's not just will, though. I started telling the truth. Like, it was like 50% truth, 50% like illusion at last night when I was working. That's the way like I paved it out to be. I was like, okay, when I'm talking to people, let's see how it goes, like shift between the worlds, right? And it's funny to see people's reactions. Like even it's funny. Like even if I realize, even if I drive someone away, it's how do I say it? It's not a me thing. It's a reality thing. It's funny. Like the realization that just hits them, like I don't know. I mean, like I don't take offense to it because I realize, you know, the reality of it all. It's like, well, and then I realized also that maybe sometimes I get bored and I want to mess with people, but like not in an evil way, but kind of like a devil's advocate way. So I think if I like drive into my subconscious, I feel like sometimes I'll just mess with people when I realize that there's not going to be like a real transaction, and or if they're gonna fuck with me in any way, then I just kind of nip it in the bud, and you know, I'm basically like the wet blanket or something like that, you know, to their experience. So anyway, yeah, like serves you right. Like you're a dick anyway, you know. Like, but like it's nothing ever gruff. It's just like killjoy kind of energy. I think if I were to like dive into my subconscious and like to believe myself to be like some mastermind, that's probably like if I get bored, that's probably what I would do. You know, toy with people like that. But that's not in my like cognitive like I'm not actively like that's not my active intention. I just I'm just learning, you know, as I go. Oh, coffee is finally like the perfect temperature. Okay. So, yeah, this is having confidence, seeing like a direction. Okay, here to there. Let's go. Okay. Um this is not to say that everything is perfect, but like because they're ditching all of the details, the like any kind of like miniature obstacles, these are things that like this is a newer level. Like if you're in management, like just give me like the high level view of things, please. Don't bog me down with the details and stories. Don't give me like people's names, and because they feel like a bunch of social security numbers. Like fuck it, no. Shh, clear the mess. Just so that's what it shows me here. The perspective is still comprehensive, and the details do matter. But here, there bigger strides that are made energetically, and then following up them with the physical. And sometimes they're simultaneous. Sometimes you just like go along with it. You feel like in one swoop. So that's what's changing right now. I mean, to see the Empress in cocoon status, I've never had the interpretation until now that to see the Empress in cocoon status, it's always been the cocoon like of an empress. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like transitioning to an empress or originating as an empress, but not an empress transforming, you know, empress walking into a cocoon. Interesting. I mean, normally I would read this as like my cookie cutter version would be okay, this empress, she's already got it going on, but she's objective. She's just like keeping abreast of everything that's going on. But at the same time, I'm not going to become part of your daily lives. You know what I mean? I'm not going to like, I'm not, I'm present, but not always involved in like all up in your face. That's what it is. Do you like bass in your mother bass? All right. So what's changed? What's changing? Landslide brought it down. This one, mirror in the sky. Okay. Five of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Three of Cups upright. You know what this is? This is reality check. So there's a bunch of like people who are like people who don't really follow through. Like they just want to celebrate, they just want to have a good time. There's no real like follow through. It's all temporary, whatever. But there's, you know, more of that, like a kind of like a dime a dozen. That's what these three cards are showing me here. Okay, want to celebrate. You see they have their options at the top, etc. They're walking in the door. In fact, you see how they're dressed, like donned. This is something, okay. And then so this is the, you know, I celebrate this, I celebrate that. You see he's on his like, you know, this is a version of a pedestal as well, you know, like the upper part, right? Anyway, yeah, he's, so this is, you know, more of like the follow through, but this is not the follow through, right? So this is all temporary, like the enjoyment of things, etc. And the Five of Pentacles is no lacking. So like there's more of that where that came from, but like, because there's no huge reward in here other than like the present festivities, it's more of like, the interpretation is, like a dime a dozen, like it you know, like it's, this kind of thing is accessible, okay? And it's funny because it's like, when people are saying like, you gotta put yourself out there more, you know, you gotta put yourself out there more, you can't be afraid, etc. And like, they say all of these things, but then when I enter into the um I don't even want to call it a life decision because it's not even like a life decision, a transit decision, okay? When I commit to a transit decision, um and it involves all of those insights, people are like, you know, one thing though, I got to say is that people can talk down on me for these like temporary setups in life, but at the same time, like nobody talks shit on Forrest Gump's mother. Like, I'm not saying that I'm doing this or I've done it, but like if we're looking at the extravagance of like realities, um nobody ever like talks smack on Forrest Gump's mother fucking the, what do you call it, the school, what is it, principal, to get, you know, her son, you know, back, like, in, you know what I mean, like who that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been thinking that for like a long time now since I've gotten so much static, but I never remember to say it on here. But for, I don't know, I feel like this is the appropriate time. Anyway, I'm thinking sometimes maybe I take things so literal, but like it still, you know, falls within the same context. Anyway, silence. Okay. All right. So my expanded divine panel of the infinite 8. What do you want to tell me with regards to that? Why did I even share all of that? I know I shared it for a particular reason. 8 of Wands in reverse and 2 of Pentacles. Well, we're saying rather than regurgitating or going backwards, just like let's move forward, okay? You don't need to say any more on that. Everything's covered and fine. If you hit the replay button, you'll understand where you're going, Tina. You won't lose track. And even more so saying like, yeah, you won't lose track, you know? 2 of Pentacles, things are in balance. Fan-freaking-tastic. All right, so things are changing. Obviously, they are. Nothing in here has depicted anything that was like, this, like, I don't know, like, my usual. This is not a usual thing. But, there's this thing. So what's, okay, things are changing. For the better. I never really had a reputation, you know, growing up. So like this is kind of foreign to me. What do we want to say here? I don't think I need to say anything else. It's just time to chill. Well, no, they said I third time's a charm, chilled the last one, so give me a second. Sometimes I wonder if I made an error hitting the non-chat button, but I think for my energy right now, it's best that I just keep it, you know, a little distant. A little distant. Okay, what's changing in my life right now? This is actually getting better. I can move. But what time is it? I got a lot of things to do. Okay. It shall all be done. You know, I should be at the level of confidence right now where like I shouldn't have to question all of these things that are happening. I just interact truthfully with the people that I need to interact with. Like, how do I say it? Well, it's not apples to apples because, you know, my night shifts are a different interpretation. Like I said, 50% truth, 50% like, you know, the audacity. But no, like, okay, so with my real life stuff, I shouldn't have to worry about if somebody's gonna do me dirty because I know that they're like a major smackdown, if not several, will come down on them. It's proven. Spirit's been very, very good to me. And I've never felt like harm when in harm, when, you know, when I felt like really bad, I never associated it with spirit. So, we still good. I just, yeah, I should trust that. Like, here I am, sitting back, like, worried about touching emails, because I'm like, fuck. There's so much to do. The more I look at numbers, the more I don't want to look at numbers. The more I interact with people, the more I don't want to know about them. But there's, like, it goes in wavelengths, you know? It's just, I guess it all depends. There's a lot to go into that, so that's why I'm pausing so much. I just like I don't want to get into it. There's so many tangents. Anyways, justice is here. Justice is here. Yeah, I should not be questioning like these like legal documents and papers and whatever. I mean, it's okay to question, but it's also even more justifiable to say like if I ask a question and somebody lies to me or somebody misleads me or somebody like fucks around with me, the shit'll come down on them. So just like stop freezing up because I have it good here. Like this is weird to me because I am so used to, like, my old life has been with so many more lip gloss is warranted, people. Lipstick and coffee. We can do this. We can do today. You know what I did to rebel today? I didn't put out my trash cans. Today is trash day, and I decided, fuck it. I had to let, you know, when you have to let some things go, and life is passing by. So quickly, and you have to let some things slide instead of running around. You have to let something go. So that's what I did. I was like, fuck it. We're not putting out the trash cans tonight. Because it's not even, like, it's so simple, right? But then, should I say all these things? Let me see here. Hold on. Shut up. Should I? 7 of Wands. No, I have the right of way. I can say it. So my garage door has been broken for probably a year now, if not more. And, we resolved it temporarily with, like, getting a stick. We pull it up and then we, like, wedge it or whatever. But because we did that so often, it got imbalanced and the spring broke, okay? And still, we could still, like, it was a lot heavier this time, though. And that lasted us for a while until, like, the wire from the side got off track or something like that. So now one side is like, it's tilted. So, you know, there's that. So, you know, I didn't want to add one more struggle to my life. And it's really not that bad, really, you know? But I'm just saying, like, if you ask me a simple question in passing, I might just have to lie to you. I might just have to say, like, you're not going to give a shit about this story. Not to say, like, I'm callous in life, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot more to the story than you. Hold up right there. That's 20 questions already. So, anyway. Yeah. But I feel like, you know, with this new level, that means that there's new gifts. That means that there's heightened gifts. That means that I need to self-regulate a little bit better. That means that I need to quarantine a little bit more, like, on the spot when needed. That means that, you know, I'm more receptive to the detailing of things. And there are attempts and practices in order to restabilize and recalibrate. Like, what's the new equilibrium for Tina, with these measures in play? Because if I'm granted these abilities, then the logic is that they are to be implemented somehow into the system, the plot, like, plotted into the field. It has to be it has to be involved, you know. It has to be applied. There's a purpose to it. And so when you understand that, outside it, you can look beyond the struggles and the detailings. The need to see the detailings, especially if, like, you're Virgo, whatever, etc. You know, they still matter, they're still important, but, like, and you're not gonna just dispose of them. But you're gonna, like, keep it within the peripherals, you know? So, like, not on the back burner is what I'm saying. Okay. So, it doesn't matter how other people interpret what is, you know, what is to be observed, because that's not the bottom line of their learning experience. Though it gives sample notes to what they may encounter and, you know, comparable, like, how they may digest these vibes, right? My nose. Let me blow my nose. Do I have any other tissues in here? Give me a tissue. My nose. Where are you? I'm good. All right, so totally legit. It's just so, I would have to say, like, it's almost eerie that to see this kind of energy, to be in this energy and say that this is, like, the new template, this is new blueprint for you, Tina. Like, seriously, it is. Like, I don't know what a paradigm shift is supposed to feel like, but this definitely feels like a different world. It's like, okay, oh, paradigm shift. Okay, so I would say my first round of it was after was having to separate, dissolution. And so, like, looking at the results of it, it's just, like when you condition, like a bully conditions like their prey to flinch. And so when that prey like moves around, it's kind of programmed within them. So that's, the context is carried over. And so I just, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to recalibrate. Okay, so what's changing? Okay, a lot of things are changing. With the reality check of things, it makes it easier not to be like so like people pleasing, not so nice, like, and it's okay to still observe people, and but at the same time, the intent is different. Like, it's not to use it to always accommodate them. That's like, whoever said I was, how do I say it? I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. Yeah, this is different. I mean, it's good different. You know what this reminds me of? When I was like a young adult and I would go out, I was like super nerdy, right? Um, in my like tweenish stages, and I was still like young, as a young adult, especially back in that era. Um, what was I gonna say about that? Holy crap. Um, this just feels so different. Okay. Let me have some coffee refresh, because like the stuff that I got worked up about, like this. Oh, God. Okay. There are greater benefits to what I do, like on my not preferred, way of doing things. You get more comfortable in your own skin. Like, you're forced, you have to. Like, what the like, that's what that's what you're working with. That's who you are, And so if you're looking at the bare bones approach of things, it's like you have to feel comfortable with yourself, which means that you can't like let yourself go. um which means that you have to be more aware of how you position yourself, your poise, for one. And even though it seems just like aesthetically inclined, it's more just like bodily awareness. And then when you have to sit in with such poise, you have to be more mindful of your breath work, and then that leads you to more of like your physical, your energetic awareness. And so looking at all of those angles, like, I'm not trying to dig for the silver lining. I just know I was very uncomfortable with myself, and I still am working on like the body dysmorphia stuff, whatever you would call it. But I'm a lot better now. I'm a lot better. Like, understanding both worlds of how you are looked at and how to convey your, like, how to come across to another being, like what your intent is. It's really good practice, and you have to just get over yourself, really, you know. Yeah, yeah, because other things can be perfected. Because, like, seriously, when I woke up, I don't even know if I even got around to saying this because I got distracted by the cards, reading cards, on the pre-read. Before I even got all these cards, I did say that I felt like shit, but I started feeling like having to run around all the time. I just started feeling like ugly. I started feeling like just really worn out. Like, not the kind that you would see in someone sad, but someone like jaded. And somehow I think that it's uglier to look worn out when you're jaded than when you're sad. Well, that makes sense to me now that I'm saying it, but still, I don't know if I'm jaded or not, but looking at the reality of what I do being so temporary, I noticed in my behaviors yesterday that I didn't. Should I even talk about this? Holy smokes, there's people here. Hold on. Should I say it? Hold on. I don't know. Nine of Swords. I can emphasize it for sure, because it is what it is. Because it's so short. Like, I've never found myself being like this ever. But, like, I had, goals, intent, or whatever, taking things lightly. Like, I'm there for a reason, but I'm not going to over accentuate. I'm not going to overdo anything, right? So, it wasn't like the princess treatment. It was nothing like that. I just realized what this thing is, and just to kind of like play along with it, like 50-50, like I told you. And so I found myself not giving one shit about what people were saying to me. Like, I would have to ask again, like, what they did for a living, or like if they've, I just, like, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. But, like, the people that I'm talking to, they kind of appreciate it. They like, I get more, I don't know. I guess I don't give a shit enough to notice whether or not that they, how they take it. But overall, I feel like it's appreciated because they know too. So, it feels really weird to me to ask questions, then hear the answer, then move on, and then have to ask it again later just because I don't know. I just it's fine. It's like trying to pick a lock, right? You've been like at this angle before, but then you have to try the combination of working at this angle. It's like whenever like it's beating around the bush, really. And so I just, okay. It's all okay though. I consider everything just like all practice. It's good. Practice. All right, so 11-9 is an angel number for me. And here we go. Practice for purpose. This is a special tarot invitation. The introduction in reversal. Okay, let me see. There's upright, and then there's a reversal. Okay, so this is all for purpose. That's why it's okay to treat it like simulations. It's a-okay. Okay. You know what I just realized, like in this kind of context, is that when you meet people, what was I gonna say about it? Yeah, when you meet people, it's almost like sorry, I heard the beeping and pictured the lights of the truck, the trash people, trash picker uppers, and then I got distracted. Oh, it's about meeting people. Okay. Hold on. Introduction, purpose, people sizing you up, meeting you. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't like it when people try to size me up. So upon introduction, this is what I noticed when meeting people like a couple weeks ago. It was like some nice large display type of event thing. But like when people are cued to kind of behave around me, but you can sense that there's some angst in them, like some kind of weird shit drama backstory thing going on behind them, or like some character flaw in them. Like I'm just you still have to maintain niceties upon meeting and greeting, but at the same time I'm not going to overextend myself and like engage with, you know, having to prove myself. So in meeting people and having to, like, when I realize people are sizing me up, that's when I'm like, it gives me permission to not, like the 50% lies, give them that portion, dish them that portion, because that's what they're used to in this world. That's what they've indicated. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I've noticed that's not a trigger, but a button. Yeah, it's like it's a macro, you know, installed. Trapdoor. Sorry. Bye bye. Maybe see you later. It goes back to restart. Okay, anyway, why did I even mention all of these things? Holy crud. That's okay. We move on. Alright, what's changing right now? Okay, so introduction, sizing people up. I don't know. That's not exactly how I was going to word it, but that's okay, angels. I still love you. What's changing right now? They say King of Wands in reverse and Eight of Swords, and it hit the Eight of Wands in reverse. Don't say it. There's somebody here. They said not to say anything. But I read the cards. I see what they say. Is there anything more? Yes? No. Yes. No. Not right now. No. Okay. This is more of an FYI. All right, tell me something more about this, Angels of Love and Light, that I can share, okay? For my own safety, for my own highest good, okay? Five of Swords. This is crazy. I cannot say what this means. But I did ask the angels what I could say. And these two are the same people, look. Okay, those two are the same people, okay? King of Wands in reverse, Five of Swords upright. So what I can say What I can share is that this person has like won a game or something. What the fuck? Won a game that it wasn't really a game. This was like make or break kind of thing. You know, this is like this person, this King of Wands had to like battle out a network or something like that. Either this person was ahead of a network or one of the leads in a network and they fell from it, like they had to be or because this is an energy, this person had to out like extricate, what do you call it, banish, like basically someone went AWOL, or you know, like they had to like dishonorably discharge, you know, somebody like out of a grouping. So there's something about that there, but this was for the best, like in personal agendas, for both personal agendas, yes, but it's still like this was like a broken establishment, like cobblestone, you know, like it's I wouldn't call it ancient, but it's historic. It's like you can hit the archives with this energy. Yeah. That's what kind of relationship bond that has transformed. I don't know if this is internal, exterior. So it was interior for me. That's why I understand it. But this is more of an external active energy, like someone else, like in my environment. Yeah, that's asking for my discretion. Or not just, it's higher than proposing it. It's and it's less than commanding. I don't know, but it's, you know, I'm looking at the degrees. Ouch. My belly button ring. I need to. Okay. So what's changing right now? How am I changing right now? So again, with the last reading, there was like a lot of context and content to take in. That was the dominant portion of it, not it, like the very minimal of it was being like manipulated, you know, like part of it, like a very small ratio of it was controlled. But at the same time, we talked about the degrees of control. So if we honed in on that smaller percentage and it turned out to be like a large ass thing, then this is even more grand, is what it's saying. So that's all the more reason to look at this at a higher level, and therefore all the more reason for, like, let's say the MVP or the Empress, you know, going back into cocoon status to you know, evolve into, I don't know. This is more of like, three point oh. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Yes? No. No. Okay. So, should I do takeaways for my Divine Collective? Yes. Okay. There are 5 people here. Okay. So 5 5 takeaways? Holy crap. That's okay. All right. Okay. Enough. Okay. So, first off, bottom of the deck. 10 of Swords in reverse. We have got, you have got, my Divine Collective has got the 10 of Swords in reverse. This is, you belong here. Holy crud. This is the, this is all of us, actually. The Phoenix energy. Okay. all these messages holding, it's Phoenix Suns, what is it? Nicki Minaj did it on him. Yeah, totally did it on him. Because the top of the deck is the big boss energy. It is the King of Pentacles. It is an industrious person. It is an environmentalist. It is a person who is also great with children and other life forms, respect for other sentience. I mean, it doesn't always have to deem down to the pentacle like hedonistic energy. There's a lot of green in here which depicts, you know, a value for life, that it's life is luxury in its own sense. So like this might be like the poise of someone who holds himself correct, but is like also a survivalist. So they might not have as much bling to them because they apply it in heavier weighted aspects that are more pertaining to the intangibles. So they may be like great at charity, providing to charity, but also like, you know, like the Sedona Club or something, environmentalist, that kind of thing, or helps, you know, like donates to projects, causes to, you know, help the environment, that kind of stuff, studies, you know. Anyway, research, that's what it is, I was gonna say. Yeah, because this is kind of like old money values in you see like the furniture. Okay. Like craftsmanship, that's what that is. So here it is implied that the Eight of Pentacles is already like, at bare minimum, it's Eight of Pentacles. This is this person of mastery in what they do. Yeah. So we're talking more of like, this would even pertain to having like a product line, because the table matches the chairs here. So there's a level also of consistency and thoroughness, as well as like, you know, just like huge like subtle indicators that show value through practice, and they said achievements. I said earnings or achievements, and they said to choose achievements. So that's what they said for that. Okay. So, okay. All right. So, yeah, we're going to do 5 takeaways here. Okay. So, takeaway number 1 for you is Four of Swords in reverse. So you have maybe already emerged from your cocoon, because Four of Swords in reverse is showing that you are healed, you are rested, you are, well, unless it's a call to action. Hold on, call to action. We're done. Done and integrated. You are getting more rest than usual, which is a good start. If not, no, that's correct. This may also be like talking about civil rest, like in your local environment, people like dancing around, like, you know, beating around the bush, or like, you know, playing that dancing, you know, like going there, crossing the hallway, that kind of thing. So there may have been a lot of shuffles, like some unnecessary shuffles, like we didn't have to have a meeting for this, we could have done this by email, that kind of just stuff like that energetically. So that is not condensing, but minimizing. You see? So it involves other people. Whatever this is, it involves other people, like other energetics. And so it's kind of, I guess, what they would associate the word respite with. Just like, okay. Quiet time, not just downtime. Okay. Your second takeaway is my collective 9 of Pentacles, independence. So this is approaching the spotlight. Whatever it is, you might be like also an entrepreneur, or like showcasing something. You're soon to showcase something. Some of you might be stars as well, because there's multiple lights in this one, and I normally don't get that, but that's what I'm seeing here. Look, I'm about to step into the spotlight. This is definitely celebrity status. In fact, there might be like celebrity couples here too, or stepping into the dating scene, stepping in to be seen. There's multiple contexts to this, because I like yeah, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, there's 9 spotlights here. That's weird. Because, like, where would that be even coming from? Because, like, stained glass windows, like, it's all separated. But anyway, whatever. That's my brain. Monkey mind, monkey mind. Okay. Okay, that's your takeaway. So what's changing for you? Okay, so there's healed energy. Now you're stepping out into the... Yeah, some of you may be performers, and you must have, like, I don't know, twisted your ankle or something, and then now you are healed, and then you're going back on stage or something like that. Or maybe you had like a weird case of COVID or something, and then now you're getting back on stage. Something about that, because like we have to think about the other people involvement here, or having to deal with like local was it trauma? No performer would allow that to kind of intervene. I don't know. It has to do with something local people. Oh, the other thing could be like there's like event planners, like there's different third parties that are involved in coordinating for something, and there's just like all this shuffling, like, dude, like there's pros and cons to downtime, like the tumbleweed era, but this, like, do not waste my time, etc. So it's stepping out of that. But like, yeah, so there might be like a cleaning out of house if this is business related, and like who's actually doing it for this business, like are you doing something? Are you doing like effective, etc.? And so anyway, this might be stepping back out into the back out into the light. So like some businesses will be like, let's just root out all this like crap, whatever. And then before the scheduling of a rebrand or whatever, or I don't know, like before we step out into the scene again, put our name out or whatever, broadcast this, we're gonna get rid of like etc., etc. So that's what it feels like here. Is that true for... Yes, that's true for a ratio, a portion of people here. All right, your third takeaway is what? Queen of Wands. Damn, I have people that can assist me with the oogity boogities. Well, these are practitioners. I heard licensed practitioners too. These are people who like put in a good days of work. You see, like they know what to do. When we're talking about like what do you call it? Designer, like haute couture. I don't know. Like the ruffles, like the fine details of clothing and stuff. This is a different version of that King of Pentacles here. Where's the King of Pentacles? Wherever the King of Pentacles was, it's very similar to that, except she's wearing it. So very much justified, just like justice as well here. So yeah, even more legit because she's wearing it. Like a King of Pentacles can play around, like only because like he can step out of his throne and you wouldn't know the difference. Like he can kind of disguise that, like leave it behind because it's not attached to it. But wearing your shit is wearing your shit. And so this is partially a magician as well. She's got her top hat, but now she's wearing her crown, etc. You don't know if she has company around or not, if that's her top hat or not on the floor, or if she has company, like you don't freaking know. You don't know if somebody's like, this dude is weird. Like, you don't know. there's mystery here, but there's also like legit respecting her peace. So this I have good divine feminine, practitioner energy here, like very good. Because I've never had that interpretation before where there could be actually a man not pictured but in the implied in the picture, or like that she's partially a magician. It's always been, she's exhausted, or she's well practiced, but like this is an evolved one. Okay, for your fourth takeaway is Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So people who like to spend. Also, upcoming mothers too. There is a small portion that are, I wouldn't call barren, because that's like an inappropriate word for that implication, but women who are unable to have children. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's okay. I'm not going to dive into that, but yeah, there's that. Okay. And women who also are very frugal with, not very frugal. They like to enjoy what they have. Okay, so your takeaway. Okay, if this is a call to action here, step out. There's more of a focus on the experiential version of your life rather than the task-driven portion of it. 100%. This is your time to enjoy the experience of life rather than the task, the prep, all of that, the cleanup or whatever of life. Like, I think life has become so angular in its, daily routines of checklisting, which this energy has become good at, but it's wearing. And so after a good, recovery period, it's back to what do you call it? Jump-starting this again. The experience part. Like, don't do the same old. That's what it's showing me here. All right. Okay, your fifth takeaway. Final fifth takeaway is death in reverse, transformation for sure. So what's changing for you? Like, you're probably already aware of this if already at this level of being my collective. It's a new day. It's like you woke up and it's like into a new reality because of the new realizations. Okay. So is that it? Yes. Okay. All right. My 3 takeaways are, thank you to your guides, the divine light and love, direct me to these answers. Okay, so my first takeaway is 6 of Wands. Victorious. Like I told you, it's crazy. What's changing in my life right now? Well, victory. Period. Clarifier, yes. No. Leave that open. Okay. My second takeaway is the Romantic Tarot. Holy crap. Things are escalating. This is the intro card. This is the face card. This is like the cover card to the fax machine sheet, like so even like in its granular pixelated version of communications. What is it? What was I? It's like Super Mario Brothers. Anyway, yeah. Look, things are escalating. We're in the boat. Just we're just we're winning it, and then things escalate. This is actually the Lovers card right there. Chosen for this cover card. That's crazy. What the frick? Okay, so wait. This is my first takeaway. This is my second takeaway. Do I did I get a clarifier? Yes or no? They said yes. What the heck? Okay. My second take, or my clarifier for the second takeaway. Two of Wands. I have sized this up correctly, though. I mean, like, there's no things are escalating. This is not. This is interference. This is weird. No, really, because like, you heard what I just said, but then Two of Wands, like you know, like this is basically the low-key version for any walk of life, the High Priestess low-key version of knowing. Like, you just know. And how I know is that this person is like getting ready for a freaking wedding. Do you understand that? Like, putting on the boutonniere thing, like, what? How is that even like? This is, things don't happen that fast. No. This is like, okay, we just went on a little boat ride. Okay, we're winning it. We just like a little celebrate. Okay, whatever. And then things get involved, and then things get committed. Like, what? No. What is this? I think it's a vibe. Let's just talk about it as a vibe first, okay? An energy. There's no like, there's no like dash, okay? There's no sprankle. There's just okay. It's okay. What is? This is energy. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Okay, that's all. What's changing here? What? These are my takeaways. Do I get one more clarifier? Yes? No. No. Oh, yes? No. They said no. That's what you get. Okay. Maybe I will see it all come to fruition at some point. I don't know. Like, what is this? All right, my third takeaway is... Destiny. What the frick? What is this? This is so freaking weird. This is not your ordinary destiny card, nor is it just a Wheel of Fortune. It is like, do you see that? And then what there's what? There's a happily ever after here. What's changing in my life? Okay. The Lover's card can also mean self-actualization. Okay. This is the intro to the real Tina. Okay. Committed to the real Tina. And I'm winning at that. And I'm going to move forward with that. I'm going to crank the wheels with that. Grease them up. I'm gonna be all right, okay? More than all right. Okay, so this is major. There's a new rollout to Tina 3.0. That's what this is. But this is a whole level up. This could be like a different like Cinderella story or whatever. Because like I may not be like, oh, ultimately living in poverty, but like it would be poverty compared to like the Prince of Wales, something like that, you know. So this is like a complete turnaround thing. Like whoever I'm meeting is like some big person, known, something like that. Or it's I'm that big person with other key characters in my life, you know. What is it? First? Second? First? Second? They're both. It's like even. That's weird. That's special. What? Because look, she's already just like some friggin' princess thing, and I told you, I never like use the word princess even, but to use it for like the third or fourth time is kind of crazy, you know. I didn't even know where we were going with all of this. It's crazy. All right, so I'll deal with my heavy paperwork, shuffling in paperwork, finances, this and that. I'll figure it out. I'm not gonna let due dates phase me too much. If the resources don't come in that due date time, they'll go within the grace period time. Okay? There's some forgiveness here, especially if like, dude, if people had any idea like to the reality of my stuff here, and let's say, okay, because like I have to leave stuff open, okay, if this were to be like 1,000, a billion, whatever, to be true, then there's no way that people are gonna treat me like shiz. In that kind of power, they're not gonna fuck with like legal paperwork stuff because it's going to obliterate them. If they don't believe in what I can do solo, they're gonna believe it through an external that already has like finances on lock for like eras, you know. That's what it's showing me. So like all the more reason, Tina, like seriously, don't stress out. Like you seriously give yourself some life back. Like, you know, you're shaving, you know, minutes off of your life worrying about like some stupid shit, you know? Don't do that. You're gonna need those, you're gonna want those minutes like later in life. Just remember, okay? So that's what we're doing. Like we're caught with the ball. The ball's in your court. We're like, fuck it, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't have as much like beast power to get it over to the whatever, you know. But the player out over there has a better, you know, what do you call it, opportunity to make the shot. So I'm gonna shove that ball to my future self, whatever, at that angle, and they're gonna make it. So that's what I'm talking about over here. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I'm doing life. Okay, that's it. I feel like I've been in here for 2 hours. Is that correct? Oh my god, 88 minutes. Not so much. Okay, that's it. Where's wand? Okay, let's clear the air, the energy. I didn't mean to do it like that, but okay. Oops, daisy. Sorry. I'm just kind of... This is not the glamour Tina that you used to. All right, thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. If I repeated that twice, then hella twice. Yeah. Other than that, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength, essence, properties, passions from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought, form, pattern, and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for reformatting to love and light energy. And then refortify to me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt, no attachment, except for all bonus points included. Yahweh. Yes. Okay. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with the sequence if we're allowed. In light and love, I close the portals in this reading. now.